What's up, you guys? Back with another installment. Today is the big day. We've been waiting for the real news. What is Attack on Titan really bringing that's going to change things up? Now you've kind of gotten bits and pieces. You've seen that, hey, what are backups? We've seen this term around. We saw just yesterday what backups are. You got the small Titan, the medium Titan. So there's these like basically assets that you could build from your hand. Okay, well, that's not huge, right? It's interesting. It's more it's more interactive, I want to say. It's cool, but how does that change the game? How does that really change everything? The way people have been promising Attack on Titan Battle for Humanity will change everything. Well, let's go into what really, let's go into what is really different, starting with the large Titan. We had the small and the medium yesterday. Now we're going to go on to the large Attack Titan. Let's take it slow. Let's take it step by step and let's see what's different. All right, make sure my cursor's on there. Good. All right, so this one's only a 6 diff. For as far as Attack on Titan goes, that's not a very large number. We got powerful 3. We got a 1 mid block mod. It's a 5 mid for 5. Obviously 5 for 5 is a bit understated for a 6 diff. Usually 6 speed, 6 damage is kind of on par for a 6 diff. So you expect the effect to be a little bit more than normal. You expect more from the effect. Also, once you see that it's a 4 check. So we're like, okay, a 4 check's great. It's great. So what do we have? We have no effect here, just powerful 3, but it has a blue keyword here called shift. All right, what is shift? As this card clears during your end phase, you may build it transformed, opposite side up. So transform means that some of these cards are going to be two-sided. This is the front side of a Titan large. If you put it in your deck, the front side has to be face up when you start. But if once you build it on the end phase, it flips to the back side. The back side is a backup. So it builds right down to your stage. Doesn't need to hit your opponent, doesn't need to do damage. It can be blocked, it can be whatever. As long as it's face up in your card pool during the end phase, it will transform, build down to your stage, and now you have a backup doing whatever the effect is. So this one says form, commit, lose 1 stamina, filter 1 card, draw 1, discard 1. So that's 5 stam. Your opponent can obviously attack these and deal whatever damage they deal to the backup. They'll lose that much stamina. Once their stamina reaches 0 or less, that card is gone. So really the question about backups, about, these cards that want to transform into a backup is the added value you're getting from an attack going into a backup worth the added difficulty? And we're going to have a conversation about each one of these cards. The effects range wildly. So this one is just filtering 1. It's pretty standard key, and it's on the infinity symbol, so anybody can use this card. That's pretty dope. You'll also notice that the infinity symbol, all the symbols on the back side, on the transformed side of these cards, is going to be negative. The colors are going to be the opposite. So if you look at the front, there's the black background, white skull. On the back, it's going to be the white background with the black skull, and so on and so forth. The infinity symbol goes from the infinities in the background, infinities on the front. Now, what's the next card? We have the actual Titans coming out, the named Titans. They all are going to have their own attack. Let's start with the Armored Titan, 8 diff. Starting high, 4 mid for 4 block. 4 mid block. We got the 8 mid for 8. Another 4 check. So it's going to be, I want to say it's going to be more consistent for the other cards in your deck when you're checking 4s instead of 3s when your attacks come out. It's going to be interesting to see the way people build for that. We have Blitz. Your rival flips 1 foundation, and response after you block with this card, build it transformed. So that's pretty dope. because you're clearing your card pool for progressive off the response. The block mod is high, so you're also paying for all that when you block with it. You're paying for the clearing of the card pool. You're paying for the for getting the transformed for the backup into your stage. What is the backup? We have shift goes into the armored titan. Pause for a second. Okay, let's talk about how this looks. Sick. Shout out to the entire creative team. I don't want to name anybody because I don't want to leave anybody out. Creative team's doing their thing. I love how the art on these, and these are ultra rares, the art bleeds onto the borders. So you don't have like this kind of naked border anymore. It's part of the card. The blue and green, the purple and green is sick. Just, you know, shout out to y'all. All right, Armored Titan, unique. So be interesting to see, like, if you get low on stamina, you transform another one, get rid of the one that's low on stam. Maze a little bit, make use of that unique keyword from a gameplay perspective a little bit. Now we have enhance, commit, lose 2 stamina. This attack gets -2 damage. So, you know, damage modifications kind of hard to come by on a lot of symbols. So that's really cool. And then we also have enhance, lose 4 stamina, ruin 1. So ruin is going to be around for a while. A lot of ruin in this set, so that's cool. 4 stam's a lot to pay to ruin 1 face down, so that's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how often people ruin 1 twice, because if you can do that on your turn, if they're ready, if all their face down foundations are ready, then it's really cool. If you're ruining off committed face down foundations, that feels a lot worse. So -2 damage is pretty good, though. It is an 8 mid for 8. This thing's just a lot in every respect. It's a big cost. It's a good payoff. It's the response is really where you want to play this thing. Yeah, there's just a lot to take in with the Armored Titan. That's a whole conversation in and of itself. Probably have to bring back meta or meh playlist just to talk about this guy. Next up, we have Aaron. Attack Titan attacks. Of course, he has shift, fury, and Titan. He doesn't have an effect. It just says deadlock blitz. We're gonna ruin 1, just deadlock. He is an 8 diff. He is a 2 high block, 5 high for 8. So a little bit lower stats than the Armored Titan. We still sport that 4 check. And what is on the back side, by the way he chops that guy's head in half is pretty dope. Just gonna say. All right, Attack Titan. Form, commit, lose 4 stamina. As your next form to try to as your next form, try to play this card's attack side. It gets -3 difficulty. So you can see why its stats aren't on the level of an 8 diff, because you're gonna play this on a 5 sometimes. And on a 5, I mean, that's not bad. That's 5 mid for 8. Oh, that's pretty good. Enhance, commit, lose 1 stamina seconds +2 damage. It is what it is. This set does want to get to the business of killing people, so adding damage on the stuff. The Attack Titan relentlessly giving damage, relentlessly giving you another attack is gonna make, I think, it's gonna make it easier to kill if you have it on the board. Playing the 8 diff is never easy. You're basically forfeiting a turn when you play this, like, as your first attack. Maybe you check a 4, you're committing 4 things. Now you got to pump the brakes, you got to build. But the next turn, when you're playing this on a 5, and now this thing's a 5 high for 8, you check a 5, you didn't commit anything. Now you still didn't even play a card from your hand. This is a lot. So it might slow you down, but it also might get you to the business of ending the game sooner as well. It's a very interesting card. I'll be interested to see that. I think the Attack Titan will come up a lot more than some of the other backups that we've seen. Now this is the big one. Now, I had a wonderful opportunity to go to Las Vegas and talk to the team, and the thing they talked about a lot was we want the Colossal Titan to feel like the Colossal Titan. Now, of course, there's a lot of different cards, obviously. But this is where he shows up and just makes you go, whoa. The Colossus Titan attacks. We got the 10 diff, 1 mid block. 10 diff a lot. 10 diff's a lot. But we got ways to slow it down. What do we get for 10 diff? Shift, we get throw. We get 10 damage on a throw. Blitz, add the top 2 cards of your deck to your momentum. People have been talking to me a lot about the 13 diff. People say, hey, 13 diff is cute, but it's not worth it. Why am I playing 13? Just to destroy all my opponents face downs? That's cute. But you play the 13 and you check a 3 and your game is over. So then some people are like, I don't know if I want to do that. Play a 10 diff. Check a 5. Get 2 momentum. Hit him with a 10. Then let's flip it over. Look at Harvey Two-Face staring at you. I mean, look at the Colossal Titan staring at you. The Colossus Titan. Form, commit, lose 6 stam. Comes in with 10 stam. It's a lot. Lose 6 stamina. Your rival discards 2 cards. 2 cards. Flips 2 foundations. 2 foundations. Enhance, commit, lose 1 stamina. This attack gets +2 damage. Response after this card leaves your stage, draw a card. We talk about the cost, the risk reward. We've raised the difficulty level of these cards. Is that enough? Is that enough? You get 2 momentum. Your opponent on whatever turn you choose is going to discard 2 cards and flip 2 foundations, probably on your next attack turn. And whenever this thing dies, you're going to draw a card and you just hit them with a 10 damage throw. Is that enough to justify a 10 difficulty move on the infinity symbol, right? So if you have some check modifications on whatever symbol you're playing on, you can throw this in any deck you got. I have to believe that this thing is making it in a fair amount of decks, probably less than it should, because this thing should be in. I'm throwing it in every deck I got. I'm testing it. I'm just gonna leave it in every deck. I'm testing it in every deck I can because it's sick just to throw momentum, just to throw damage that they can't stop. Or we'll talk about how to stop it in a second. We're discarding cards out your opponent's hand is the biggest part. Discarding 2 cards out your opponent's hand ends games. It ends games. So when you play a 10 diff, a lot of times you're ending the game the wrong way. You're killing yourself. But are these effects enough to turn the tide in the opposite direction? I'd say so. Let's go on to the next one. The female Titan, never to be left out. Hope that's not a spoiler for anybody. Hope you guys are far enough in the show to know that. We got Blitz, draw 1 card, ready 1 backup. Pretty straightforward. We got the 7 diff, 7 high for 7, 7/7/7s all over the place. Go to Vegas. 1 high block. We shift in to the female Titan. Notice that the backsides, the female Titan, the Colossus Titan, the attack Titan, these are like the nouns that Bill was talking about. And I don't like to talk in those terms, but I think it is cool. I always think of Ninja Turtles. And if I'm playing a Leonardo deck, it would just be nice to have Master Splinter and Casey Jones and April O'Neil on the board, right? Not like April O'Neil's microphone as a foundation. Like, I want the actual guys. So I just think it's kind of cool to have them, and the form they chose to give them was backup. Cool. Form, commit, lose 4 stamina. Mill 2, choose a punch or kick attack in your discard pile and add it to your hand. So we're just picking up whatever we want from our package from the discard pile. Punch and kick packages haven't been as strong. However, we have to see what comes out in Battle for Humanity. We don't know how strong those packages will be after the set comes out. Enhance commit, lose 1 stam, plus 2 speed. So a lot of just plus speed, plus damage type stuff. We do have 7 stamina. So Annie pretty strong as usual with the stats. Is this the backup that I'm choosing? Probably not, unless the punch or kick package really shows up in a big way in this set. But if it does, I could see a 7 diff getting thrown into a deck easier than an 8, a 10, so on. So that's interesting. The Jaw Titan, save the smallest guy for last. Just the 6 one, 6 low for 6 shift. Gets blitz, gain 2 health, make you a little bulkier. 1 low block, nice little block mod. And then we have the Jaw Titan. Best part of this is the art. That thing's crazy, and the foil patterns on these are awesome. So yeah, but then we look at the effect. Lose 2, enhance commit, lose 2 stamina, gets plus 2 speed. And then tenacious, lose 3 stam after your rival plays an ability that increases their health, cancel it. They cannot gain health this turn. Okay, whatever. The Smiling Titan. All right, 7 diff. I'm not going to say who the Smiling Titan is. I'm sure someone does not know. We got the 6 high for 6. Blitz, your rival spends a momentum with Amajiki as the top character in the format. I think everybody likes seeing spending a little bit of your opponent's momentum. Now we need a little bit more for a 7 diff. Like, come on, let's be real. We got the 1 high block. That's nice. As always, we got the 4 check. What's on the back side? We have the Smiling Titan. Form, commit, lose 1 stamina. Your rival's first attack next turn must attack this backup if able. So this is going to be it's going to be a blocker. It's going to be a blocker. This is the only card I think that has an effect like this that I can remember. Pretty sure. But as far as, is that worth it? I mean, you got to think, this is on Infinity, so you're mixing this with damage resets, the invincible body, you're mixing it with broken psyche, resetting. So if the Smiling Titan takes less than 3 damage, she's gonna lose 1 stamina, go down to 5. Broken psyche takes 2 more damage, goes down to 3. Then she can form commit again, go down to 2, and now take another shot next turn. So Smiling Titan could be a little bit of a sponge, but she always has to take the first attack, so she's not soaking up the most important attack in your opponent's stay in your opponent's string. Your opponent's gonna know that their first attack is going to the Smiling Titan, so they can do whatever they need to do for that. It's interesting. I think the Smiling Titan could be really strong, could be really annoying, but I don't really know how to grade this card. The 6 high for 6, it's the 7 diff. How well are we playing these high difficulty cards? Throwing 7 diffs in decks is not something that any deck has just done frivolously. So we're gonna have to see, where does the risk reward really mellow out? Where does it meet? I think that cards like the Colossus Titan, easy, is going to be in a lot of decks. I think the Jaw Titan, maybe not. Even though it looks dope, it looks incredible, not going to be in as many decks. Attack Titan is so cool. I think that it's going to take a little bit more, it's going to take somebody who has a little bit more vision to run the Attack Titan, a little more commitment to run the Attack Titan. It doesn't have the same obvious synergy in a lot of different decks. It just has a deadlock on the back. It just plays itself again and again. So where does this Where's the attack titan run the most effectively? It's kind of hard to say in my estimation, but I can't wait to see somebody really lean into that. Now, how do we stop these things? We got all these cards that are just going to shift over and we're going to get all these effects from them. Well, they need to, the only thing they need to do, they don't need to hit. So, you know, things like damage reduction to 0 is not going to help us, right? Making sure we can block these attacks is not going to help stop the backup from coming out. And these things are pretty big damage wise, so you're going to need to stop to block them anyway. So how do we stop? How can we also stop the backups from coming out? How can we interface with that besides just attacking them after they're on the field? Well, making sure that the attack is not still face up in the card pool at the end of during the end phase. So what cards do we have for that? We have Condescending Explanation, we have Faith Shield, we have Dimensional Sphere. We just make sure that these attacks aren't still in the card pool when the end phase comes around, and then they won't be able to transform. Now, we already run these cards, and many cards that are still dangerous still get through. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how much can we really stop these things from transforming? How often are people running them for it to be a problem at a high level in the meta? Anyway, a lot of things still have to shake out, but I will say these look fun as heck. I'd like to try all of them, really. I can't wait to try the Attack Titan, especially. Can't wait to try the Colossus Titan. This thing's gonna be nuts. And the Female Titan. Those three I am most intrigued with. Most intrigued about the Female Titan if there's a good punch or kick package. Thanks you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. Please let me know what you think down below of the shifts into backups. This is a huge quantum leap forward for the game of Universus. This is really the Bill Stark era, put their stamp on where this game is going. So let them know what you think, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Till then, I'll see you on the tables. Peace.